What's up, guys, and welcome back to the channel. If you're stopping here for the first time, please get down there, consider subscribing, because over the next few months, both of these vehicles are gonna change completely. I spec'd out both of these vehicles straight from the dealer. I ordered both of them, and they're both pretty much completely stripped. Each vehicle, however, has two special differences that were my own personal choice, so I can make these builds pretty awesome. Our two-door Bronco is equipped with a 7-speed manual transmission. This is obviously a two-door hardtop version of the Bronco. And our 2021 Wrangler, as you can see, passenger door is equipped with a right-hand drive steering wheel. Automatic transmission because the clutch pedal does not fit down here. Our Wrangler is obviously a 4-door hardtop. Stay tuned because I'm going to give you both the build plans and some awesome news about one of these vehicles. Let's start off with the key fobs for each of them. Obviously, the Wrangler has the dedicated Wrangler Jeep key. Now, if you look at the Bronco key, they are very similar to a lot of other Ford models. So, new Rams, the fob does not look like this. New F-250s, you know, Super Duties, F-150s, even some like Escapes and stuff, this fob looks the same. So Wrangler has its own dedicated shaped fob. Obviously you can see it's quite large for what it is, but I'm not complaining. Flip the Bronco over, obviously says Bronco. Jeep over, says Jeep. The Bronco is a stripped Bronco. There's literally no options except like a keypad, some floor mats, and that's about it. The Wrangler is a completely stripped Wrangler. There's very few options except heated seats, heated wheel, and the right-hand drive. The base price of this 4-door Wrangler, pretty much stripped, sport model, nothing fancy to it. Base price was $40,000. The base price of our stripped Bronco ended up being about $29,000. So that's obviously 2-door. This compared to a 4-door does add a lot of value. I personally believe Wrangler should be a 4-door, and I do also personally believe and like the way the 2-door Bronco looks better, because that's classic. I know the Wrangler came in 2-door first, and that was a classic. The only better spec for a Wrangler I could tell you right now is like the old LJs. 2 doors, extended back, longer wheelbase. That is the ideal spec of a Wrangler for me, but they only make a 4-door. They don't make a 2-door extended anymore, so this is why I picked this. Moving along with the outside, base Wrangler comes with the 17-inch basic Jeep silver wheels on 245/75 17-inch Bridgestone tires. And the stripped Bronco comes with the Steelies, which a lot of you seem to enjoy, 255/70 R16, also Bridgestone tires. These look like they came in the highway tread, and the Wrangler comes with the all-terrain tread. Now, I can tell you that this Wrangler is quiet, and this Bronco is quiet. I don't know why the Wrangler opted for an AT, and the Bronco from factory comes with like a highway tread. Bronco over here comes with the highly controversial independent front suspension. Not only that, struts all the way around. Struts in the front, struts in the rear. And the Wrangler has not yet shied away from the standard straight axle. Axle in the front, axle in the rear. And I can say to you right now, from Wrangler to Bronco, guess which one rides better in the comments down below. I'll give you a second. Go down there and type. Okay, well, if you guessed it, the Wrangler actually rides significantly better stock than this Bronco. Now, don't get me wrong, they both ride very smooth. They take bumps. You could go full speed over train tracks, because I'm not saying go like 50, but if you're going the speed limit, you know, 35 straight over train tracks, which I happen to do very often, both of them take it without a blink. It's comfortable. all of that. But I could say just in that instance, the Wrangler takes it by far. It literally rides like you're on a cloud. Now don't get me wrong, the Bronco also rides really well, but I can tell you this thing is made to take abuse. When you hit those tracks or you hit a bump, you can tell the Bronco is made to take it. You could feel it take it, you could feel it absorb it. However, the Wrangler is soft and like cushy, if you will. This is a little bit more stiff, but I can definitely tell you this will probably be more comfortable and able to do a lot more off-road with those struts on all four corners. Now both of these obviously can be upgraded, and they both will. We already have a 4-inch Beltec lift waiting for this, and we have the tires, and only thing we're waiting for is wheels to be drilled for us. Bronco, on the other hand, we are waiting for a lot. I can tell you right now, this Bronco is not going to look any bit the same when we're done with it. A lot of parts for this thing were released at SEMA, and they will be released in the first quarter of 2022. So we're gonna be waiting for a little bit, and we will be getting parts as we can for this. So this build, obviously, we should have everything in the same timeline. I'm trying to get both of these done. The Bronco, we're gonna be waiting a little bit longer for certain things because how new it is. Now, I love the whole off-road thing. I love all of it. But where I'm from, off-roading isn't really very popular. I'm from Ohio. There's very few trails for vehicles and all that, and especially new vehicles, that's crazy. So we're definitely gonna make them off-roady, but actually abusing them on trails, slamming them off rocks. Don't say we won't, but the chances are decently slim on that. However, as we build these, we might pick one as a daily driver and the other as an off-road rig. As a reminder, wheel and tire setups can change at any time. So whatever I put on there, I could easily take them off. I could take these Steelies, throw some 35s on it, use those as off-road tires, put nice wheels back on it. The possibilities are endless. As for the Wrangler, very few people have said anything about this stock wheel, which is very surprising. Very surprising, because this is obviously a more stylish wheel than the Broncos. But a lot of you seem to like the simplicity of these 16-inch steel wheels. There's a couple options. We opted to not pick on either of these vehicles to save us a boatload of money because we're going to do it ourselves here shortly. To start, the Wrangler. Now on the Bronco, I don't even think you can opt for a colored hardtop yet because of the whole hardtop issue. But on the Wrangler, it's like a $2,000 or $3,000 option to add to your Wrangler to have to have the hardtop color matched. And that's everyone's number one question. They go to a lot, they find the Wrangler they love, they want it, and the hardtop's not color matched, or the flares aren't color matched. Well, we're gonna do both of those, and we're gonna do those on this channel, not only on the Wrangler, but we're gonna do it on the Bronco. I know for a fact you can get colored flares, but on the Bronco, different packages allow you to order different things. On a base model, I couldn't opt a lot of things into the Bronco. If I went up in packages, I could pick different colors, I could pick different options like painted flares. Like I said, hardtop I don't think is even an option yet. That's what's different right now between the Bronco and the Wrangler. The Wrangler, I can pretty much option this, not so much the right-hand drive, but a sport model Wrangler you can option pretty darn high. And I think you can even get the LED lighting package on this in the sport model. You honestly just have to pay for it. Well, in the Bronco, you can't get that LED package with the headlights that actually have a running light here and go in, because there's a lot of people who just want a sport model but they want to spice it up, and if they option things like LED headlights, colored this, colored that in a sport, or well, I guess a base model for this, I feel like you'd make a lot more sales. In the Wrangler, however, like I said, color hardtop was about a $2,000 to $3,000 option to have paint matched from factory. Even when I had my JK Wrangler, I had a silver JK, 6-speed Wrangler X, 410 gears. It was a beast. But obviously we all know those JKs they would literally throw itself out of gear. I wanted my hardtop color matched silver, and I never got around to it back then. You know, I wasn't as skilled as I was now, knowledgeable as I am now, and the forums were very lacking of information on color matching these textured hardtops. Well, I'm going to show you how we're going to do this. We are in fact going to color match the hardtop, the flares, the bumpers. Couple other things to bring this vision alive. On the Bronco too, this is almost easier because the textured flares, well, there really is none. There's not really any texture on those flares, but there's texture on that hardtop. You come here on the Bronco hardtop, there's a fine texture, but barely anything. I will show you how to do it DIY if you're kind of apt into painting and other things. I'll show you guys how to do both of these at home and get results that you probably didn't think were possible, and how much painting little things on each vehicle completely changed the entire look. Also, LED package on the Wrangler is like a, I don't even know. I think it's like a $1,700 to $1,900 option to have everything installed. But we do have the LED package for this Wrangler. I do need to pick up the tail lights. Right now, about $1,000 in the headlights. And I also picked up these, which are quite expensive, but I bought a whole set of flares that had them attached for like $200, so that was a great deal there. These are obviously the stock JL taillights. We are going to change these out to the LEDs as well. I'm going to figure out I know for a Wrangler you can do that. On a Bronco, we're going to figure that out sooner than later because I like the LED package on both of these vehicles, honestly. So that's the plan, because we're going to spice these sport models up, base models up, and make them something crazy. Because like I said, not everyone has the money to buy the high-end whatever package. I actually I had a whole Bronco spec'd out, cyber orange, $57,000, and I looked at that price and I said, I bought my Cummins here for $52,000. And to all the people who say you can't find one nowadays for that price, they're out there, and I'm tired of doing the work for you guys, because I promise you, there are Cummins in the $50,000 range. Yes, they're tradesmen, but they're out there. They are out there. So then I stripped the $57,000 Bronco down to a $28,500 Bronco, added a keypad, some floor mats. $29,000 is where we ended up. But when we're done with this is not going to look like a $29,000 Bronco. It's probably going to look like over a $100,000 Bronco. I promise you that. I promise you that. But we're for sure not going to spend $100 grand on this, nor that. And they will both look like $100,000 vehicles. I promise you. And one more thing before we get inside both of these units and explain what's going on inside. Obviously, these are both getting lifted, both getting wheels and tires, both getting accessories on the outside. This Bronco, I've got something awesome in the works that's really going to clean it all up and look like a completely different vehicle, but a better version of what it is. This Bronco, like I said, as you upped the packages, you could obtain different paint colors. The Wrangler offers them all, whether it's a sport, 2-door, 4-door, right-hand drive, all 92 different packages they have for a Wrangler. Willys not. You can get every single factory optioned color on any model. If you guys been following the channel, obviously you know I love my greens. Clearly I love my greens, but I had an option for the Gecko green on this one, and it's gonna look really good all together. The little accents, the little touches, the other bumpers we have, you know, tow hooks, stuff like that. This thing is gonna look incredible. As for the Bronco, you couldn't really pick many colors. Your whites, your blacks, your grays, and maybe I think the red or the blue you could option in the base model. So I picked white, and I picked white because it's the easiest to paint. If I'm painting a light color, I don't gotta cover it heavy. If I'm painting a dark color, I can do it. It's gonna take more coats, but if I got a black one, a little bit more difficult to see that your paint is covering every single square inch of the original paint. So Yes, this thing's getting painted. Yes, this thing's getting a complete color change and color match. So in the comments down below, let me know what color. I don't want to do factory because I could have bought it off the lot like that. I want to do something custom and different, and no, I'm not going to paint it green, although that would be cool. And me, I kind of want to do a different color. Gets my mind turning and opens up the, you know, the world of creativity on this thing. So if you guys have any paint colors, I prefer rare. I prefer not on normal vehicles. I don't care if it came from 1950 or 2020. Rare paint colors, wild paint colors, absurd paint colors. Let's do it. Throw them in the comments down below for the Bronco. I love white. It looks clean, done right, awesome. But I'm just tired of looking at white. I can sit in traffic and 13 cars behind me are white. So we got to change that, and we got to change that soon. Coming into the Wrangler here, we have just base of base, standard black cloth. These seats are actually very comfortable, quite awesome. These cloth seats, I'm gonna give it to Jeep on this. They are fantastic, super soft, super comfortable, cannot complain. Coming in the Wrangler, push button start. Obviously we opted for the heated seats, the heated wheel. Nothing else too crazy in here. Bass, Uconnect radio, which I'm like, all right, for even though a sport model, for a sport model, I'm like, I get it. But when we step into the Bronco, you're gonna think this is a joke. It is very clean. It is very luxurious. It feels like, it honestly feels like it's made to feel comfortable. It's made to feel luxurious, to tend to both the people who want to off-road and the people who want to just literally drive them as their daily vehicles, unlifted, pull up in a nice Wrangler and be clean. I could tell that that's how they design these, and I've got no shame in that. I do enjoy the fact that I can get in here and it feels very, very luxurious, even though it's pretty basic. All that coming from like the accents, the way these are satin, you know, satin silver, just a little bit of, you know, satin chrome trims on the dash, things down here on the shifter. These things, how they kind of spice it up a little bit to be more luxurious and look clean. I do enjoy that. It's gonna end up with leather. It's gonna end up with colored seat belts. Yeah, this thing's gonna be fully spec'd when we're done. One thing I could tell you the difference between that Bronco and this Wrangler is this, and I can't tell you enough how much I wish this was in the Bronco. Cool and all, but especially when you have the stick version and you're sitting on that side, yeah, this is incredible. That Bronco's got a little push button, push button parking brake. I can't stand it. 4-wheel drive right here, 2 high, 4 high, neutral, and 4 low. Super easy to engage. Come over to neutral. I think you have to be in neutral to put it in. 4 low. This is why I dislike manual transfer cases, because half the time you can't get it to do what you need it to do, and that's unfortunate. Cool feature about the Wrangler though, although outside there's no LED, these are LED. What's up guys? LED visors, 5000K bulbs, both of them are lit. Interior lighting too, still have the plastic on here. White lights. 4-door model has a lot of space. 2-door, literally you can do a lot but not as much. To get under the hood of this Wrangler, obviously you guys know there is no lever. On top of that, I will say OBD 2-port is on this side on a right-hand drive. Both your pedals are over here. But on the Wrangler, to get under the hood, you push this, push the hood down, and it unlatches. You push this, and as you can see, the hood pops, which is super nice that these latches on the JLs compared to the JKs, because we all know about the JK hood flutter, but these stay latched until you really push down and get it off. Under the hood of this Wrangler, we have the 2.0 liter turbo. As you can see, we've already done some modifications to this Wrangler with a Banks Ram Air cold air intake. Perfectly covers, goes around the fan. Honestly makes this turbo noise way louder and does give us a little bit of low-end acceleration. This Wrangler also already has the Banks pedal monster on it, which is a throttle booster, which I can tell you right now, this freaking Bronco is a slug. I need the pedal monster. The dead pedal is like so far, and finding that point with the clutch, it is absolutely absurd. I've got a pedal monster on the Wrangler. Until you use a throttle booster, you don't know what you're missing. But yes, this Wrangler is already modified with a cold air intake. Super easy, clean install from Banks Power on this. And then obviously goes right into your OBD2 port, phone app and all. So as you guys can see, stock city sport track. I'm gonna hit the pedal here. You can see how much my foot hits the pedal, and Banks gives that much signal to the vehicle. I go to track and I crank this thing all the way up. You can see you barely have to hit the pedal. Like right there, my toe is just laying on it, and it gives it gas. So we'll go back to sport in the mode I had it on. But I just shut that thing off, and let's move on to our Bronco. Inside the Bronco here, 2-door. This door is massive, super wide. Paint comes around inside your door panel, super sweet. So I can't wait to repaint this entire thing and get that accent color up inside. Like I said, these standard cloth seats, super comfortable as well. Material, super soft too. A little bit tougher here on the edges, super soft in the middle. This is also going to get a leather kit, completely changed. I'm going to try and save the cloth because if somebody needs it, but on both of these. But leather kit's definitely going in. I will say that when I took the plastic off, which was super interesting, this here, it snapped off. So I mean, there wasn't really much to it. I mean, it's a plastic handle. There's the part number, but it can't be much. I don't know if it from factory somebody slammed it on there and it came off. I don't know. The seat still does move like this, however. So I'll get a new handle and put that on there. That was super interesting to me that happened. It was super cold the day I kind of grabbed it, but still, that seemed interesting that happened right off the rip. But seats super comfortable in this guy, absolutely nuts. Now getting into the Bronco interior, let's fire this up. Push button start as well. Push the clutch. In here, options are null and void. Obviously, auto start stop, freaking hate that thing. Both of these vehicles have it. Hate it. Got to figure out how to disable it in here, and got to figure out how to disable it in there. Starting here, looking at this screen, absolutely gorgeous. Base model, fully stripped. That's what I want to see, especially in a new vehicle like this. You're getting value for no apparent reason. I love that. That's for the customer base right there. This screen, obviously fully stripped, just like that Wrangler. Look at this screen size compared to that. I know in the higher end models, the 12-inch screen can fit in here, and I think infotainment should probably be working on a way to do so. And if they do, I'm gonna try to figure out how to put that in here just because. However, if that isn't even possible in these Broncos, I am not complaining because that screen is literally the size of pretty much the 8.4 Uconnect that will fit into that Wrangler. So I cannot complain about this screen size. I do find it quite annoying that there isn't an actual tack. That's just your speedo. I almost would rather have a tack than a speedo and have an electronic speedo, because this, it's like 1.2, okay, 1.4. Give it some gas. 2. Yeah, I just find that super weird to me. I don't enjoy that, but you get used to it as you go. However, I do hate that there is no parking brake, and like I said, it's down here, this annoying thing. You pull out, parking brake on. Messes me up every time. I come down here to reach like my truck, release it, no, it actually puts the parking brake on. Well, you hit the button, parking brake comes off. I did option in this, which I kind of wish I optioned for in the Wrangler, but I know we can add that to the Wrangler. I think Quadratech or Extreme Terrain has a whole kit where you can buy the OEM parts and touch all the aux switches in and put them in that Wrangler. So I think I'm going to do that because I do enjoy auxiliary for anything you want to run. On your Bronco, if you want to run a winch, or you want to run rock lights, you want to run light bars, you want to run KC lights, anything, you have the option to do so. Interior wise, this ain't like the Wrangler. The roll bar is not in the middle on the two-door. So very open air concept. I can't wait to get this hardtop off in the spring, which is perfect for these builds because when these are done, spring should be sprung and we can enjoy them. Open air, open door concept and all. Anyway, a lot of people asked in my last video, what is the C on the gear shift? Well, if you pull this collar up, you go over through the gate and down. We are now in crawl mode. A lot of the old timers didn't like me saying crawl, so if you want to change it from a C to a G, this is your granny gear. This is your low gear. All the torque, everything you need. Crawl in 4 low, you will probably be unstoppable. This thing is nuts. Obviously first, second, third, fourth, fifth, and sixth, so it's not actually sixth and then like the Corvettes where you push up to 7. No, this is, you know, stops at 6, but you have a gear lower than 1. Also, now, like I said in the Wrangler, my issue with that, the 4x4, it's I hate the manual transfer case. This, want to go to 4 high, boom, and I'm engaged. I felt it engage, I heard it engage, all the above. Says 4 high. Want to go to 4 low, same thing. Okay, yell at me, why don't you? Press the clutch. 4 low, boom. Advanced track off and 4 low, all of that, boom. This has hill descent as well, something that this has that Wrangler does not. This knob here, the goat modes, you come turn these knob and you go from, let's give you the whole thing, normal, eco mode, sport mode, slippery, and sand. So you have different options. I usually drive this thing in sport, like I said, because the gas pedal is very, very weak. Trying to find what you need. So pedal monster definitely got to go in here, but I usually drive this thing in sport. Back seat, there is a lot of room for what it is. Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong, you could fit 2 full-sized adults back there, no issue. Obviously only 2 seats, not 3 like the Wrangler's back seat. You could fit 2 full-sized adults back there, no problem. Trunk space, very, very slim though. Exiting the Bronco, classic 4-door dinger. To pop the hood on this, however, you actually have a hood pop. These seats fold down, there is room. It's quite spacious. Same kind of disconnects as the Wrangler hardtop, wires and washer squirter wise, so that makes removing this hardtop super simple. Torx bits all the way down. Back here you got a 12-volt outlet and a little Bronco light as well. There is a slight bit of storage underneath here that's got a little bit of a bin and your jack and tools. We are going to change this to the LED taillights if possible. Comes with an LED light for the license plate emblem here that can be removed, split and paint matched, and obviously your spare tire as well. Rear camera just like the Wrangler coming out of the spare tire. Non-optioned LED headlights from the factory. The Wrangler does not come with that, comes with ugly halogens, but LED bulbs even in the base model headlights. Engine bay to engine bay. I'm gonna tell you something right now. This tight, compact, not room for a lot. Don't get me wrong, I know for a fact you could put a Hellcat 6.2 liter supercharged motor in here. I know that. This engine bay, holy moly guys. There's a lot of room for activities. Frame is about right here, and from like strut up, there's a lot of room, and frame is about right here on this side, and strut up, there's a lot of room. This is the 2.3 liter EcoBoost motor. Obviously, come over here, there's the mini turbo on this guy, and over here, this seems to be a Garrett, lot larger turbo on this guy. This thing does need some upgrades, needs some power behind it, I can tell you that. I hate that the manual trans only comes with this, you know, this option motor, the 2.3 liter. You could get a 6-speed manual in the 3.6 liter V6 in a Wrangler. Right there, 2.3, 3.6. I want to see what we can do to this to make this stick shift driving experience far superior than the Wrangler, because I can tell you that right now a 3.6 Wrangler with a 6-speed and 410 gears in a Rubicon, the thing is fun. Even the sport models with the 321 gears, the 6-speed in a Wrangler and the V6 is fun. This is also fun, just lacks a little bit of power. I'm really searching for. However, this motor and this engine bay, I can tell you right now, if somebody's watching this video and they're gonna get some dumb idea, you could probably fit a Hellcat in here. You could probably fit, honestly, if the tunnel was right, you could probably fit a full-size Cummins in here, if not a 4BT. You could probably put a 12 valve in here. And I know, like I said, for a fact, you could fit a Hellcat in here, no issue. LS motor, you could do whatever you want if you're trying to swap these and be one of the cool first builds out there. You could definitely do all of that, because this engine bay is just massive. No engine covers on this, that is confirmed, just none, which kind of sucks, but because there's definitely a spot for it, and I might see what I can do to make something somehow engine cover wise, but yeah, that's kind of lame how they don't have anything for that. But like I said, factory LEDs, ugly halogens, beautiful LEDs. You get more for your money, especially in both this being a 2021 and this being a 2021. Same things people could put in each of these vehicles, and this is what you get. I do have fog lights on this. I do have the LED fogs for that as well. This obviously does not have fog lights, so I'm gonna see where I can get factory OEM fog lights, whether I need the bumper insert or how, if I need to get a different Bronco bumper, any of that we're gonna figure out and get the fog lights on this as well, because I love fog lights, especially lighting wise, exterior wise. It makes the vehicle look complete. Performance wise for this, Roush makes a cold air intake so far. As you can see, things are just getting crazier and crazier. Look at all of these little vent tubes and stuff just going to simple things like this cold air intake, guys. This is absolutely bizarre. Crankcase breather, obviously standard stuff that's gonna fail down the road. All this new technology, putting the crankcase vapors right back through your turbo. All that stuff to make it clean. Look at the baby EGR cooler back there. All that stuff, but we're gonna figure this thing out. Hopefully, I know someone's already working on a turbo upgrade for this. We're gonna try and see what we can do performance-wise to this, performance-wise to that. Everything on these new vehicles is just very complex and not simple, so that's what it drives me nuts. But we're gonna work through it. We're gonna learn this new technology, all this new stuff. Like I said, both these vehicles will not be the same when we're done. Bronco hinges are internal, and the mirrors are attached to the vehicle, not the door. I have not even attempted to take these doors off yet. I will say that it looks like there's a bolt there and a bolt there, and then this weird looking harness here. It like pops back there, and then I don't know if it comes out. I don't know how difficult that is to remove or whatever, but we'll figure that out in due time. Seems like a lot, coming from what the Wrangler has to offer. Well, after a couple years of production on the JK, and they finally figured it out on the JL to make life so simple. This is 4 bolts literally across the inside. The top of the windshield, this windshield will fold down, lay right here. Obviously wipers come off, that stuff too, but you don't have to do much, and you can enjoy that windshield down experience in a Wrangler. For the doors, I don't even have the nuts in here anymore because I took them off so much this past summer, and I took the door checks out. They're pushed back into the door right now, so they bolt there, and the door will literally check here, check there, and like check there, so it'll stay open. But as you can see, I removed them. Well, I just kind of disconnected them because it makes my life so much simpler when I want to come in here, pop this plastic off, unclip the harness, lift the door. However, issue with that is mirror attached to the Jeep, so you have to get an external or different kind of aftermarket mirror to have this technically road legal, even though you're not technically supposed to drive with the doors off on the road. If you read the manuals, that's probably just covering their own their own butt, so people don't fall out on the road, because there's nothing really securing people in other than a seatbelt. Mirrors are attached to the door. There's definitely some aftermarket options on the JKs. There was an awesome option that literally bolted to that piece here, and your mirrors would just kind of bolt in there and they'd be good. This, you got hinge options, and you've got one up here that I'm probably going to option for. They mount to this thing pops off, and your mirror will go in here, and you'll have your mirror right there. So that's what I'm probably going to do on this. But that's kind of unfortunate that the mirrors are actually attached to the door on this, and you can't just take the door off and be good to go. Gonna color match a lot on this. Like I said, lift, wheels, tires, bumpers, fenders. We're gonna clean this thing up from factory, make this thing look like a $100,000 Wrangler. We're gonna clean this thing up from factory as well, take off a lot of the parts that look bad, don't look good, don't make it clean, color match stuff, really pull this thing together and make this look like a $100,000 Bronco as well. And if you made it this far in the video, thank you for watching. Please consider subscribing. Drop me a comment down below, and I'm gonna give you guys, the ones who waited this long, the news that so far this will be in SEMA 2022. That's the plan. We have it in the works, and that's literally the goal right now. So all of the hard work on this Bronco will be showcased at SEMA 2022. Therefore, you know it has to be big, it has to be unique, it has to look awesome, and for what it is, a 7-speed manual space model, I want to really take this to SEMA and show off what I can do. So that's my goal on this one, guys. We're gonna do the same thing. Like I said, we're going head to head. I don't know if this one will end up at SEMA or anything crazy, couple magazines or whatever. I have no idea. Who knows where this road will take us, because obviously, if you get the joke, both off-road vehicles. But let's see where this road takes us with this Wrangler and the Bronco. First ever, guys, the first ever head-to-head build. Two of the top models of a vehicle on the market. We're building them side by side on this channel. So if you guys haven't subscribed already, please consider subscribing. Thank you for your support. Drop me comments down below what you think of each. Let me know all your opinions, everything else, what you want to see, what you want to see me do. If you guys need to see any different, you know, comparisons or anything, flood the comments, let me know, because I've got both at my disposal to show you guys what you want and help you assist in making your purchase here in the upcoming spring if you're looking for a summer vehicle, open air concept vehicle, Bronco and the Wrangler. Let me know. I'm going to show you guys how to modify both of them, how to take both of them apart, what you can do to each, all in all. So I'm excited to bring you guys these two awesome builds in the next couple months here. Obviously, we're still finishing the pink truck. We're going to do a lot to this truck too at some point here and there. Throw it in there because this is my baby. This is my OG. This is my daily driver at the moment. As you can see, it's unfortunate that I've let it get to this point, but I drive this thing in the rain and it gets messy often. Neither of these vehicles have seen rain on the road. Obviously, they park outside because I've got too many things, but they've never seen rain on the road. They've seen this one's seen a puddle. The frames are mint, and that's the goal here. They're going to stay rain and snow and salt free, so these frames and everything stay mint for as long as possible. If you guys enjoyed this video, shoot a thumbs up. If you haven't been here before, please get down there, click subscribe, drop me a comment if you haven't already. Take care, and I will see you guys very soon. We're gonna get busy on both of these off-road builds very soon. Thank you guys for your support. I appreciate it, and I will see you guys in the next one.